Hi, I'm Jared.
I'm Kate.
And this is Speaking Of.
Isn't it, though?
Where we are moving on up in the world. Check out our officially hung sign. The studio is coming along.
Yes.
Once we have some lights.
Cameras. Oh, wait, we have cameras.
We have cameras.
Plenty of action.
Yeah, kidding.
We just need the lights.
We just need the lights so that, when we show up, we're not told how horrible it is to light us every time. But whatever.
It's not our fault that we're translucent.
That we're so pasty. That's right. Anyway, so speaking of our lovely sign, done in the font by our lovely dear Angus Oblong.
We love you, Angus.
Kate was cleaning out some emails.
Yes, I was. So this email, to give you some background.
I was going to say, you set it up.
This was shortly after we had, you know what, now that we've discussed it, we'll bring it out. How about we'll just put it right up here. Shortly after this wonderful visit with our dear friend Angus Oblong, Jared and Angus had a bit of an email exchange.
And it was fun.
As it always is with Mr. Oblong. So now for you, I found this email that Jared had forwarded me that he had sent to Mr. Oblong. And he will now do a dramatic reading of said email for part of...
It is. And names will be changed to protect the somewhat innocent.
Heavy on the somewhat.
So this was written also back in 2008 when we were fun. No, I'm just kidding. We're still fun.
We are so much
We're
fun.
still so much fun. All right. Dear Oblong, you cannot believe how boring this night is.
Wait, sorry. Let me time out. Apparently, Jared was at my house.
No, we were at Anastasia Beaverhausen's.
Were we?
We were, because I talk about the deck.
Oh, yeah. Anyway, he was in our company, okay?
Yes.
That's why I'm a little bit offended at the beginning. Sorry, carry on.
All right, one more time with feeling. Dear Oblong, you cannot believe how boring this night is. I'm sure you're out on the town doing what famous people are doing. Do you know what I have been doing? I have been over at Kate's lame-ass party doing freaking frackin' quizzes. You know the type. The one quiz was about how many TV shows you could remember. That one was great because I won. The rest sucked.
Because he didn't.
They were about celebrities, and none of them were you, so I knew the quiz was a sham. My friends, however, thought that it was great, and they spent an hour and a half playing it.
It was probably 20 minutes.
Probably plus. I thought I was going to jump off the deck, but then I didn't. Too bad. I probably would have had more fun. Tonight, Kate and I are hanging out with her boyfriend, Pollyanna Sunshine, and our good friend, Anastasia Beaverhausen.
We really do know these people.
Well, I figured we had Beverly Leslie. It was time to add Anastasia to the mix. I think we've told you about Pollyanna. He's a damn vegetarian. What a freak. You can never trust someone that doesn't eat meat.
It's true.
It's just not right. Then there's Anastasia. We haven't told you about her. She is a harlot. Okay, maybe not a harlot, but she surely didn't get that baby by Jesus. I think she named that kid Oprah, or Oscar, or Ozzy. Huh, I don't remember. Maybe that's why she never responds when I talk to her. Is it bad to laugh at your own material?
It's funny because it's true.
Pollyanna just finished telling us a story about how a man at work asked him if he knew how to play with wood. And no, he does not work in a lumber yard. He's now trying to say witty things so that he can somehow weasel his way into this email. Freaking heteros. Can't trust them at all. Well, I'm going to go have a brownie now. Kate says hello and that we're really not crazy.
We're not.
Hopefully after I have this drink, this party will start looking up. Or at least a little hazy. With warmest regards, Kate and Jared from Utah. P.S. Polly is still trying to get into this damn email. He wants me to say hello for him and Anastasia, but I'm not going to. But Anastasia, like you, does like midgets, but not nuns.
You can't win them all.
And that was the email. I love that email.
It made me laugh when I found it. There were a few emails that I ran across.
Oh, and I didn't say, the subject line was, God, I hate my life, which could apply today as well.
Negative much, Nancy?
Somebody's got to.
All right.
All right.
Oh, good old Oblong.
Time for him to go live back in the shelf.
Sorry, Oblong. You're going back to the shelf. If I can manage.
Oh, that was
Apparently,
grand fun.
set changes on air are not a good idea for us.
Because
Especially because I'm breaking things right now.
It's hard enough to light the set, let alone,
Yeah.
us.
So
So anyway.
What else do we have? Let's see.
Oh, I have. But I've talked a lot, so it's your turn now.
He has talked an awful lot. Heavy on the awful. Just kidding. It's never awful when you're talking about Angus Oblong.
It is not.
Okay. Well,
Sounds like we're having a cheer. Okay, break.
ready? Okay. Speaking of cheering,
Yay!
as a matter of fact, so recently, the Hubs.
Oh, the Hubs.
Well, he got me onto a new show, and I say new in the new to me way, because it's an old show that's not on the air anymore.
I was just gonna ask, has it been canceled already?
Yeah, it's old, and I didn't watch it when it was
What was
on.
it?
Malcolm in the Middle.
Oh, lordy.
So here's why. So there was a period of time where the Hubs.
They had no TV.
That is very true. But the Hubs would ask me like repeatedly, have you ever heard of a show called Malcolm in the Middle? And it got to be this joke where I was like, you've asked me that 100 times.
Had he heard of the show
Yes,
called Malcolm in the
yeah,
Middle?
because he had watched it, so he would want to tell me something about it, and he'd be like,
Oh,
"Oh, have you
okay.
ever whatever?" So he played me the first episode, and I really liked it, so I've been watching
It
it.
is a funny show, yes.
And recently, his older brother joined the cheerleading squad because he wanted to impress a girl.
And what better way to do it?
I know.
I mean, nothing turns the ladies on like a good cheer.
Well, and that's what was funny about it was because apparently Malcolm was in like the smart kid gifted class, and they have
Yes, I
some
do
name
remember
for
that,
them.
yeah.
So he was like, boy cheerleaders are worse than the gifted class kids. So he says in there, I could effectively wet my pants in public and still be higher on the totem pole than he would be. It was great. Also, speaking of cheerleading and male cheerleaders,
Okay.
our dear friend Phil Dunphy.
Oh, from Modern Family.
Yes.
Yes.
Speaking of Phil Dunphy, Tyrell, he did cheerleading. You may have noticed that he's behind us.
Yes.
He's
I
a
feel
little-
the need to point it out.
He's a little
I
angry,
want us
but
to do Vanna.
I know he's a little angry.
He's angry
in that
about
photo,
being
but
on the set.
I love it. Anyway, yes, he too was a male cheerleader, and you know what? He turned out just fine. He's one of the cool parents.
He is, totally.
I love that show because of him. Not just because.
Speaking of clicks.
Okay.
No, this just reminds me of when I was teaching and I taught some very special children that took great delight in convincing substitutes that they had to wear helmets on the bus before they could get on. To the point that I had been out of the room
Oh my god.
and came back and I said, why haven't you sent the kids out to the bus? Well, they can't find their helmets! And I turned around and shot them a look. It was pretty funny and I had to laugh, but
That is awesome.
I'm like, yeah, they don't need helmets. Off you go, kids!
Love that they're the ones that are saying we have
Well,
to wear.
I couldn't decide if they were very clever or if they had been around me too long to like plot something like that.
Very nearly the latter. I dare say.
Oh, good times, good times.
Speaking of middle school,
Oh, I thought it was going to be speaking of helmets or speaking of special ed Ted, but I will take speaking of middle school.
well, I do have helmets, but we'll save that. So speaking of middle school, I recently was shown a resume.
From middle school.
No. So this adult submits a resume for a job, and on this resume, no lie, it includes student of the month in middle school.
Shut up. No one cares. That is sad. Did you cry for her? Or him?
No, we all made fun, is what we did.
Oh,
and if you
all
put your
sad.
junior high accomplishments on your resume as an adult, we'll laugh at you
No.
too.
Oh, will we ever?
Yeah.
Will we ever?
Because, first of all, who wasn't a student of the month? So that's not even an accomplishment. Oh, snap!
But I was nominated. And that was an honor. Just to be nominated.
Somewhere I have a plaque. Just saying.
Oh, you actually are on a plaque.
That's right, at the
Because
school.
At the school, they
To
dug
this
them all
day.
up. Yes, because I remember when I was working, I took a picture for you, I believe,
I think you did.
to do. So,
We might have
yeah.
to go back and get another one.
We could. I'm sure they're still there.
And I'm sure they'd let us in.
Because what school wouldn't?
I think we're the reason they locked the doors.
If not, we should be.
Yes.
Well, I don't think we can top that.
Sadly, I bet we could, but we'll spare you this time.
So, I'm Jared.
I'm Kate.
We'll see you next time.
If you're lucky.